morning, good afternoon, and good evening, friends, wherever you may be in the world. I'm Lady Yaya, and welcome to my channel. Yes, it has been a while since I have posted a video, and I'm trying to be consistent. Life seems to be getting not out of control, but ahead of me a little bit. I do have a real good reason why. I had a friend pass away, actually one of my dearest friends' husband, and they live up in Northern California. They're my extended family, and my husband and I had to kind of drop everything and just go up there to be with them. Through that time, they had a beautiful ceremony. It wasn't a ceremony, what they did was they just had a gathering. Beautiful gathering, and with just tons of people. 150 people showed up. Now, the reason why they can do that is they have a huge piece of property, and they live in a place called Happy Valley. And yes, it looks like a Happy Valley because it's gorgeous, but it's hot. And it was kind of cool because by the time the gathering happened, everything cooled down. There was like a really beautiful, soft cloud layer that came along. They had awnings. The sun would poke through, and then a breeze kicked up, so it made it bearable to be outside and visit. And there was a ton of food, a ton of people. They had beautiful music playing. Everybody got to be together and talk and visit and reminisce about our friend Eric. And anyways, it was a nice experience. But for me, when people pass away, I just kind of can't function for a little bit. I mean, I can go to work and do certain things. Well, sometimes I can't even go to work, but to be creative or to post a video or anything like that can be very difficult for me. And this is me stepping out of that comfort zone of just not wanting to do anything because I've been triggered, by when somebody passes away, it takes you back to others that have passed away. So you kind of go through a grieving process, and things happen like that for me. And so I just kind of go. So today it didn't, my way of dealing with this is I decided to talk about it with everybody. And it might break that little pattern of what I do by going into that little shell. So I'll talk a little bit about Eric. Eric was a computer nerd. He was married to a very close friend of mine. I knew her family before she was even born. So when she was in the womb, I knew her mom, and her big sister and I kind of grew up together. So her parents were friends of my parents, and I kind of got adopted in as a second, as an adopted kid in the family. So when my friend Lori was at my house hanging out, she got real familiar with my family. And then when I was hanging out with her house, her parents were kind of like my parents. So it was like one of those things. We were always together. We were either at her house or my house. And so when her sister Nikki came along, of course, this was many years ago. So Nikki's in her 50s now. So that tells you something. But it's really interesting how you can go back and remember people when they were super young, or kids, and your childhood memories. Last summer, we spent some time with her and Eric Eric was still well enough to be around everybody. And it was funny because instead of taking the heavy medications that the doctors were prescribing for him because he had bone cancer. So he was in a lot of pain, and he had lost a lot of weight. And so he decided to drink tequila. He drank tequila to help him with his pain. And, you know, it kept him, he never got really drunk. He just stayed mellow and in a very good mood, and his pain levels were manageable. They didn't go totally away, but they were manageable. And it even helped him a little with his appetite. So he was able to like be around us and not be grumpy and enjoy our company, and we enjoyed his company. And so it was a pleasant visit. It was last September we saw him last. So when we got the news, it was kind of a shock, even though we kind of knew it was coming at some point. We were just hoping that he could go on and on and on like that, if God willing. But that's why we went up there. So we pretty much dropped everything and made plans. And we had a really actually nice trip, considering. It was comforting. We just got in the car. We rented a car. I mean, we made plans that week. We rented the car. We got a compact car. We'll never do that again. We just don't want to put mileage on our car. So I said, no, next time we're going to do a nice car, a luxury car, you know, even if you have to pay a little extra. We stopped off in a place called Morro Bay. So, well, first we went to LA and had dinner with one of my daughters, my youngest daughter, and my grandson. And so we left after work that day, and we went and had dinner, and then from there we drove to Morro Bay. Well, we got to Morro Bay around 12:30. But on the road, we had made that decision that we were just going to stop and get a hotel somewhere. So we decided it was going to be Morro Bay. So I got on hotels.com. My husband has an app. We found a little motel, and it was not a hotel, it was a motel. And it was $80, and it had all these really excellent ratings, 5-star, 4.5 star, just, you know, for a really reasonable price. So it was $80 for the motel room for that night. So right around 11 o'clock, this woman, the owner of the motel, calls us, and I didn't recognize the number, of course. I don't answer the phone if I don't recognize the number. I called her back. She was a little Taiwanese lady. She goes, I'm closing. I'm leaving the key under the mat. I could barely understand her. I'm like, what? We can't check in? She goes, well, I'm going to bed, and I'm not going to wake up to check you in. So I'm leaving the key under the mat. She gave us the name of the room number. And on a wing and a prayer, we just prayed that we would get to the room. And we did. And the key was there. And the next morning, my husband checked in. She was the sweetest woman. She says, I didn't even hear you wake up. I mean, I didn't even wake up to hear you come in. You guys were so quiet. And well, we didn't want to wake up it was a darling little place. Our room was so cute. It was very simple, but she fixed it so cute. It was very charming. And we had a really good night's sleep. And then we got up the next morning, checked in, and then checked out and got back on the road. And we took the 101 because we were going up to Redding. We took the 101 from there, and it was just a really beautiful drive. So for us to go, we just broke the trip in half. And so by the time we got to Redding, it was probably around 5 o'clock. So, you know, with stops and gas stops and all that fun stuff. Excuse me. So we had an experience driving up there. There was a really bad accident, and my husband even said, just turn your head away. Don't look. He had to kind of see it because he had to navigate around people that had, it was bad. There were 3 bodies on the freeway and one being worked on by the paramedics, and he had to move. It was just bad. It was bad. In fact, it was so bad, after we got past it a little ways up, we pulled over and prayed because he was so disturbed, and I just thought we just needed a minute. Yeah, so that was that, and we got up there and we got into this cute little Airbnb. Now, nobody goes to Redding, or very few people go to Redding as a destination for a vacation. But there is a casino there nearby where my friends live in Happy Valley. So we used to stay at the casino, but it was really not, it was not inexpensive. It was very expensive. And this time I said to my husband, why don't we get an Airbnb? Because they actually like to compete with the hotels and you get a better price. So we got this Airbnb for $60 in Happy Valley. And it was darling. I wish I had done some video. It was adorable. It had a king-size bed. It had a little front porch with a view. We were up on a hill. It was lots of greenery, because actually they had the greatest and beautiful rains like we did. Well, beautiful rains, crazy rains. It was lots of greenery. It was, it was just pretty amazing. So, a little nook to get coffee with a Keurig and a refrigerator and a microwave, like most of them do. Didn't have a kitchen or anything. We didn't get a house. We just got a private room, but it was so private. It was down below the house. So we weren't having any access or anything, worrying about having access with the family. They were another couple that were probably right around our age that lived upstairs, and we got to meet them and their dog later one night when we were coming back from visiting our friends. So we were able to get up, go hang out with our friends, our dear friends, and then come back to the room at the end of the night, and it was less than 5 minutes away from their house. So it was great. And normally they want us to stay with them. And granted, they were a little disappointed that we didn't, but I didn't want to put that extra thing on them while they were going through this with the gathering and everything. But we were there to be able to help with getting that organized and things like that. So that was what happened to me the last 3 weeks. Of course, we weren't there 3 weeks. We got the news. We did go up to Idlewild, and we went to, that's a whole nother one. I'll talk about that. No, you know what? I'm going to tell you about that. We went to Idlewild on Memorial Day weekend. Memorial Day. We go every Veterans Day and every Memorial Day weekend to a place called Idlewild, which is a mountain in Southern California. And it's in the San Bernardino County area, I think. Yeah, I think so. Don't ask me. So we go up there. My sister has a cabin. She has 2 cabins. One she Airbnbs and one that we stay with them. And we went garage sailing. Now, twice a year they have this mountain garage sale excursion. And you ride around and go from one garage sale to another. And it's so fun. And you get in fact, this shirt I have on, I got it. Well, it's just a cute shirt, It's silk. Whoops, I took this out of my stand. It's pure silk, and it's lightweight. I know it's hot today, but in the office, the air conditioner is on. Sometimes I get a little chilly. Yeah, so I've gotten jewelry, I've gotten clothes, I've gotten shoes, I've gotten little household items, I've gotten plants that just thrive down here. Usually you buy plants in different terrains and they don't do so good. And yeah, so that's what we did that one weekend. And I wanted to do a video. I think I just get so tired sometimes, and I try to videotape and I don't think, I kind of am a little too critical of myself. So I might put a little pop in there. I bought this really beautiful scarf. And this lady on a mountain. I have a little video clip of her and what she does. She's a really nice lady.
Did you see this? I bought this today.
That's
From one of the artists.
So we're in Idlewild.
We're in Idlewild at Art in the Park.
Yes.
It's been moved to behind the Rustic Theater. I do these fabulous silk and polyester felted scarves where I use all this gorgeous roving and fibers, and I have fun doing it. So I weave in my joy.
You're
That's
awesome.
it.
And I'm gonna say, and I love her.
But I think I'm rambling, and it's going on to over 15 minutes. And so I just did this video just to check in. But guess what? I checked in, I'm posting up a video, and I will do a makeup video soon. And I'm at work, as you can see. It's a little slow. We've been slammed. Everybody and their mother and brother and sister want to get asphalt work done. And so it's kind of slowed down a little bit today. That doesn't mean tomorrow won't be crazy, but I won't be here tomorrow because I don't work on Fridays here. Actually, I'm a part-time hairdresser. 1 day a week I do hair. So, all right, lovies, I just want to say goodbye and thank you for your support. I have now 89 subscribers. That's so exciting, right? And it's so funny. It's like I wasn't even doing videos and people keep subscribing. So I guess that the little makeup videos people are liking. I get quite a few views. I'm excited about that too. So thank you, all of you who've been with me all this time. And some of you are my dear friends, some of you are my family members, and some of you are people that I don't really know, but I'm very grateful that you have connected with the Lady Yaya channel and joined my little community. So it's exciting to see those little subscriptions come, and I love it and I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to doing more videos for you. I've got a Ipsy box opening coming. I have some makeup and some skincare products that I got from my last Ipsy box that I'm going to talk about. There's some things I got on Amazon, so I will share. So Tati, I watch Tati. She's one of those beauty guru girls, young, beautiful skin. And I always watch her to see what she's doing, and sometimes I buy some products, and I will talk about some of the products that she talks about. So this video is getting way too long. I will be checking in with you all in the next video. Thank you again for stopping by. Please take care, and I'll see you later.